Hello guys and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we are returning with Game Week 11 and we kick off on Saturday, early kick-off at Craven Cottage as Fulham take on Manchester United. And in this first game of the fixture I have actually gone for a 1-1 draw. United in terrible form at the moment, dumped out of the cup, obviously had the Manchester derby defeat last fixture as well. And Fulham, they're a bit of a nothing side this year. I don't think they're going to be pulled into a relegation fight, but I don't really think they're going to be pushing beyond that. I've gone for a 1-1 draw just solely because United have been so bad recently. They've still got a lot of injuries. Casemiro's now out for quite a while as well. So I could see Fulham potentially snatching something, especially with it being the early kickoff. In Game 2, I've actually gone for the same scoreline 1-1 between Brentford and West Ham. West Ham are having a pretty good season, but they did have a disappointing defeat to Everton in Game Week 10. Brentford, another side that have been a little bit disappointing this year, sort of similarly to Fulham. They're not going to be dragged into a relegation fight, but I don't think they're going to hit the heights that they did last year. With it being at Brentford, I have gone for a draw as I think they are a lot better at home than they are on the road. As I say, West Ham have had a lot of fixtures. This disappointing defeat in Game Week 10 where they never really looked like scoring, but they did bounce back with that brilliant win in midweek against Arsenal. But I've gone for a draw nonetheless. Game 3 sees one of the sides that most definitely will be in a relegation battle this year. Burnley at home taking on Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace. In this one, I don't imagine there will be many goals. There's a lot of people that have gone for 1-1, but I've actually gone for Palace to win it by a goal to 0. Burnley have been scoring a fair few goals, but I think Palace's defence is pretty decent. Guehi and Anderson at the back are very solid, so I've gone for them to see out the clean sheet and nick it by a goal to 0. Game 4 is one that may come as a bit of a shock as Everton host Brighton at Goodison Park, where I have actually gone for the home side Everton to win this. They've been on a very good run recently. 5 wins out of their last 7 games. I think they're back-to-back 3-0 victories at Goodison Park. Brighton, we know, yet to keep a clean sheet this year and just a little bit out of form at the moment. Very inconsistent. So I've gone for Everton to win. I think going off the form books, Everton are on a better run at the moment than Brighton, so I've gone for them to nick it. Not many people have gone for an Everton win in this one. Game 5 is one of 2 games this fixture that I think a lot of people will be looking at as their joker as Man City take on Bournemouth at the Etihad after that brilliant victory against Manchester United. I think most people are expecting them to put a fair few past Bournemouth. City are just starting to find that sort of rhythm where they go on a long winning streak, so I've gone for a 3-0 victory in this one. Again, quite a lot of people have gone either 4 or 5-0. I've kept it quite low because City haven't really put a huge amount of goals past anyone yet. In fact, I don't think they've put more than 3 past anyone this year. I may be wrong, but their scoring has slowed down a little bit compared to last year. So I've gone for 3-0, and whilst we're at it, this game is also my joker this week. So Game 5, Man City to beat Bournemouth by 3-0. Game 6, which is the final 3 o'clock kickoff, sees struggling Sheffield United hosting Wolves at Bramall Lane. Now, I think Wolves have actually been on a pretty decent run over the last few weeks. Every time I've seen them, they've put in a pretty good performance. So again, this may be a bit of a shock because they don't score a huge amount of goals, but I've actually gone for Wolves to win this by 3-0. The Blades are leaking goals for fun. Wolves were really good against Newcastle, although that was at Molineux in a Game Week 10. So I've gone for them to win it pretty comfortably. Pedro Neto's going to be out, which does have an effect on their attacking play, but Hwang's been decent. Mateus Cunha is quite a good player. It's just his end product that's lacking, but I think against a Sheffield United team very low in confidence, it could start to click for Wolves. And then Game 7 is the late kickoff on Saturday, which sees Newcastle hosting Arsenal at St James's Park. And again, potentially a bit of an upset here. I've gone for Newcastle to win it by 2-1. Of course, Arsenal dumped out of the cup in midweek at West Ham. Gabriel Jesus is now injured. Partey's out for a few weeks, and Arteta's confirmed Smith Rowe is out as well. So they're missing a couple of important players. My thinking behind this as well is Obviously, Newcastle on a great run of form, returning great attacking statistics. It will be under the lights at St James's Park in the late kickoff, and I think the crowd will be really up for it. So it might be a bit of a shock. I think most people will have gone for Arsenal to win, but I've gone for the Geordies to win it by 2-1. Then 2 games on Sunday, the first being at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest hosting Aston Villa, a very in-form Aston Villa, where in this game I've gone for a 3-1 victory for the away side. Villa have been scoring goals for fun in recent weeks under Unai Emery, but they have been conceding a few as well. Not many clean sheets this season, and that is the reason I've gone for both teams to score. Forest are pretty decent at the City Ground. They don't lose many, but I think against this Villa side that are playing so well at the moment, it'll be a tough one for them, so I've gone for Villa to win it. Game 9 is the other game I was toying with as my joker, as Liverpool travel to Kenilworth Road to take on Luton. Similarly to Sheffield United, they've taken a couple of beatings this year, although I think they've performed better than the Blades from what I have seen. They're scoring a few more goals, but I have gone for Liverpool to win this one by 4-0. I'd expect Liverpool to win it comfortably. They put 3 past Forest at Anfield, and it could quite easily have been 4, and I think Luton will struggle against their very, very in-form attack at the moment. Salah's been playing well, Jota's always a danger, and Darwin Núñez is returning a goal every like 55 minutes or something this season, so I think Liverpool will run riot in this one, and I've gone for 4-0. And then the final game of the fixture sees Poch returning to Spurs. And as much as I wanted to be optimistic and go, do you know what, Chelsea have been alright against the big teams, I have gone for Spurs to win it. They've looked so good this year, especially at home. They've done very well. Again, it'll be under the lights Monday night. The return of Poch, there's a lot of build-up to this game, but I have gone for Spurs to win it. There is a lot of talk about how Chelsea are enjoying playing the bigger teams, the teams that will come out and play. They got a good point against Liverpool and Arsenal, so potentially they get something out of it, but I think being away from home, we will struggle. So I've gone for Spurs to win it by 2-1. So that will do it for our Game Week 11 predictions. Let's head over to the predictions website and see how we got on last week. So here is the current standings, and as I keep saying every single week, it is so tight. We're currently on our own in 8th place, but you can see only 10 points separates the top 8. It's very, very tight. You can see there's a 1 point, 2 point, 4 point, 5 point gaps above us. So if we have one good week, we jump right into that mix. I thought it was going to be us this week, but we sort of fell away towards the end of the fixture. But I'm pretty happy with where we're currently sat. We're in the mix, and to be honest, all of the people that I know in this league, so Callum's just above me on 92, my dad on 95, and then my mate Griffin on 95 as well. So I'm currently out of the 4 of us, I am finishing the lowest, but there's still a long way to go. I need to make sure I finish above them all. Here is the exact breakdown of fixture 10, where you can see I did pretty well, joint 4th, 11 points. I did get more than my dad. Callum won the fixture with 14 with a 6-point joker on Sunday, and Griffin got 8 points, so fell off a little bit, but it's all very, very tight. As I say, I'm really enjoying the competition between the 4 of us this year. As I say, I was on for a really good week, and it sort of tailed off on Sunday, but let's have a look exactly how we managed to pick up our 11 points this week. So I'm actually just going to focus on this top row here, as it's got the 4 of us nicely next to each other. So you can see we started off really well on Friday night with the 2-1 Spurs victory at Selhurst Park, thanks to the screamer from Jordan Ayew. That was a lovely start. Not many people had Brentford to win at the Bridge. The 5th goal from Arsenal saved me, because there were quite a few 4-0 scorelines. All 3 of these guys had 4-0, so that late goal from Tomiyasu actually saved me. It meant everyone just picked up the 1 point. We then had another great shout with Bournemouth-Burnley being 2-1. So we ended Saturday pretty well, although Newcastle did let us down in the late kickoff. At 2-1 to Newcastle, I thought there was a chance They may go on to make it 3-1, but it wasn't to be. Wolves did fight back and get the draw, which not many people had. So yeah, decent day on Saturday, but then heading into Sunday, not so great. And then the frustrating one, I went for 2-0 Liverpool Joker. They were 2 up really early, and I was looking at it going, they're definitely going to score more. Callum had 3. The late goal by Gakpo that was ruled out secured him the 6 points, and then he also picked up another 3 in the Manchester derby, same as my old man, with a 3-0 scoreline. So it was going really well, and then it sort of tailed off, and I had Callum giving it large in the group chat all day that he got those 9 points on Sunday. So a pretty decent day overall on Saturday, tailed off on Sunday, but still pretty happy with where we are currently sat. Hoping for another good week, and potentially might move into the top 5 if we have a good week. But guys, that will do it for today. I will catch you in the next episode, which will be Game Week 12 very soon. Peace.